Hey, it's Karila here at Metal Life. I'm sitting at the Soda Bar in San Diego, and I'm here with, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Neil McAdams. I play in Black Breath.
Yes, you are a wonderful vocalist.
Thank you.
For Black Breath. And we're talking about you guys are on tour here with Goatwhore. I've got to ask you the obligatory question. How's it going? How's the tour been going so far?
It's been good. It's only been maybe 4 or 5 shows in for us. Goatwhore's been on tour for Grip. I think they did a European thing before they came back to the States, and we met them in Austin. So just been cruising through the desert.
You guys have been under the radar a lot for the last 3 years. Catch us up to speed with what happened to make you guys not be as active, and what you guys are planning to do in the near future.
Last December, our drummer got hit by a car, broke his leg in 4 places. So that kind of, obviously his health is much more important than whatever we're doing. And the last thing I would want is for him to fucking jump the gun and then have things not healed properly, and then his legs fucked up for the rest of his life, So we kind of chilled and worked on new stuff, and went and recorded a new record in December out of God City, and since then we've just been practicing and working, hanging out, waiting around.
You could have easily gotten another drummer if you were really itching to go on tour. You could have gotten this live drummer. But what I really love about your attitude and everyone's attitude in Black Breath is that you embrace the power of consistency, and the things you go through, you all go through together.
Well, we have had a slight lineup change. Guitar player's with us for the last 3 years. Mark, he left the band because he had to pursue some adult things he wanted to do instead of just being an idiot and wasting his time playing music all the time. We're getting Lee from Theories is filling in second guitar for us on this trip.
You said you were recording. Are you recording right now?
No. It was done. Early December.
Awesome. So you guys have something already in the can.
It's done.
Is that what I'm understanding?
It's
wow.
Done.
And you did it again at God City,
Yep.
and you did it again with Kurt Ballou, I'm understanding? That's amazing. What about this? This will be your 3rd album, correct?
Yep. Well, with Kurt, yeah.
Right.
And we did an EP, but that's,
For the most part, you guys are pretty consistent. You place a lot of faith and trust in Kurt's work. You place a lot of, there's some kind of, is it a comfort to you to sit in the same studio?
I'm always into trying new things, and we had talked to this other guy about doing it, and it didn't work out. And so Kurt was able to fill us in, and we did a Converge tour a couple years ago after we recorded the first record with Kurt. So we got to know him, and he's a good dude, solid guy, great fucking amazing engineer. You can't fuck with his records. He does great work.
No, you can't.
You know what I mean?
That's fact. That's facts for life. Absolutely. And one thing I find very interesting about your music is I feel like people who listen to your albums kind of pursue wanting to categorize you in some place. So people kind of scramble at words like death and crust and crossover. Yeah. Is it important to have all these elements to you?
I don't think so. I think that not necessarily. I don't think about it like that. I don't really write the songs. I write the lyrics and shit. But we all have such a diverse musical background that it's just kind of, these things just come together.
It just kind of happens without necessarily categorizing it.
I don't think we ever set out with any real purpose about how you would describe what we do. You know what I mean? We're not we're going to do this blackened thrash thing that. Never is a thing we talk about.
So since it's been a while since December, have you revisited the album and thought about, maybe we should change something in the moments while you still haven't really publicized or advertised anything?
I mean, there's always that thing you can nitpick that shit to death. At some point you just got to put a fucking bullet in it and be okay, this is done. And it's done. Kurt's super busy, so that shit was done in December.
Right.
Our work's all done, mastering's done, layout's done, everything's into the label. It's sent off. Record should be out in late September.
What can you tell us about it?
It's different, yeah.
Different in an uncomfortable way, because you kind of say that it's something just, maybe Black Breath fans will be taken off by.
I think everyone's going to enjoy it quite a bit, but it is a different kind of record.
Good.
I don't want to go too much into that because I want the record to speak for itself. You know what I mean? Whatever I have to say is my own perception, my own interaction with it, which is radically different than just your casual listener. Because I've been invested in this for too fucking long, so I have very different ideas about what it is and I don't think that is really that important, and I think kids should just listen to it and make their own decisions.
Yeah, very
judgments
nice. Like
about it
make
or
their
whatever.
own interpretation.
Yeah, people do that anyway. So
Right? Yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of message you want to get across. They'll think about it whatever they want.
I don't want to let too much out of the bag because I just want to be,
How often does somebody's interpretations about what your album is help you think about maybe there's some avenues that you can explore in a later album? So if someone takes a different interpretation and sees it as more of a thrash than a grind, what kind of chances are there for you to explore different avenues due to fan influence?
I mean, I don't think about it so much like that. Like I said, we just do whatever weird shit we do, and people can say whatever they want about it. So that's never really a thing for me. I don't know. Try not to pay too much attention to that shit because internet's a weird big thing and people say a lot of weird shit that's not based in reality.
Good for you guys for staying so grounded and not being on social media, even though that's like a big thing to go on Facebook and tease the album.
We didn't even start our Facebook page. Someone else did that, and we eventually just contacted them
page
and got control of it from them. But we didn't.
That's insane. Is that something that you want to? That you feel like you can keep consistent? You feel like you can keep your social media policies consistent with the future?
I don't spend any time on social media, so I let other people deal with that, and namely, no one really does that very much, so I really don't care. You know what I mean? I grew up playing music before there was the internet was what it is now, and so that's still how I think about it, and I think that it's kind of more distracting than anything else.
Absolutely.
And I think the important thing is to just play shows and put out good records and have a good time in real life with kids. And
now, for as long as you've been around the music scene, do you find it harder now to communicate with people because of this barrier, or has it not changed?
No. I think when you actually just get to shows and hang out with kids, everyone's just having a good time and hanging out, so I don't think that's a good.
Now, my final question for you is, I was watching your interview with Cy on AV, who does a great job.
Is it just the one with me and Elijah?
Both. Well, I've seen both. The one with you and Elijah was great. You guys obviously have not gotten over your little escapade in Sweden, in Stockholm.
Oh, well, that happened a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. But one thing that really stood out to me is you guys talked a lot about balance. So all of you are very passionate about your musicians, but you're also very passionate about spending time at home and making sure there's a family life and making sure there's balance. So, I mean, do you agree that everyone's kind of is this kind of your goal as much as you love to play music? You still have a vision of a good home life and kind of balancing the two, or are you leaning towards one or the other at this point?
It's a thing to juggle because I live with my girlfriend. We've been dating for almost 6 years, and I love her to death. And it's real rough to not be there, but
right.
She gets it.
Finding a balance, how do you find a balance between your attachments at home?
You just do it, and she's super patient. So so I appreciate the hell out of that because it is a hard thing. Hard for her, hard for me. Most of us are all shacked up with somebody, and it's just you got to have a right head about it.
Absolutely.
A lot of people get out here and get all crazy and shit. So there's home to go to. Got a job, work 40 hours a week. Fucking play music and shit. Broke all the goddamn time. So.
But it takes a special kind of person to be a musician, and it takes a special kind of person to be with one too.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing such a successful job. Really looking forward to hearing the new album and what's in store.
I think we'll probably do at least one new song tonight. So.
Oh, good. I'm looking forward to it. What's your favorite song on your set that you play besides your new stuff? What's your favorite song on the set? I know, so many.
I've been touring on these same songs for 3 years, so it's Sentence to Life is always a real fun one. Yeah.
A lot of people in San Diego are here seeing you for the first time. We really appreciate you coming out here.
Awesome. I'm glad we could be here.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.